It's Coach Greg Doucette. I'm an IFBB pro bodybuilder, and I'm going to be talking to you today about what SARMS companies don't want you to know, what they might lie about or exaggerate and what have you. Okay, so that's what today's topic is going to be. Before I get into any of that, I want to point out how I'm not a doctor, and I'm not telling you to take SARMs. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just giving you information, and you can do what you want with that information. You know, you should go see your doctor before taking anything. Never break the law, and SARMs are not for human consumption. They're just research chemicals, really. Okay, so I started looking at some videos on YouTube and noticed, a lot of people talking about SARMs, and oftentimes I come to find out later that the people that are doing the videos own SARMS companies. And I'm like, okay, well, if you own a SARM company and you make a video saying SARMs are awesome and amazing, chances are you're going to sell more SARMs. I find that easy for anyone to understand. So for that reason, if you own a SARMS company and you explain something, it's kind of like a bias, and there's an ulterior motive potentially involved. Not saying that every single person would do that, but there's definitely a risk that the information that you're getting is biased or skewed towards promotion of SARMs. Okay, so I'm trying to do my videos to not promote or skew or bias in any way. So I try to give information that is from what I've read, what I've seen in clients, and what I've used personally. And I've used a lot of different things over the years, so I find I have a good feel for that kind of thing. And I want you to be cautioned about what you see from other, SARMS company owners. Not saying they're all bad. It's just, if you're trying to make a living, you're going to try to promote yourself better. It would be like, I make a living from coaching. I'm not going to downplay how good I am. I'm going to say I'm the best coach ever. That's how it works, it might be a bias on myself. Obviously, I'm biased to think I'm better than other coaches. That's just how I feel. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily the best one. Doesn't mean I'm the worst. Somewhere's got to be the truth in the middle. All right, so getting into it. Do they work to the extent that they say they do? I find for the most part that SARMs work as well as the people that I see talking about them. For the most part, they're pretty straight up and honest and not bullshitting the fact that these things work like freaking crazy. They're not quite steroids, but they're at least halfway there. So anyone taking a SARM is not natty. They're not even half natty. They're like full-on freaky awesome compared to if they didn't take it. So that is a non-biased point of view that I've taken SARMs and that stuff works. Oh, if you hear that noise, that is my cat, Nakey. It's a Sphinx. She's in heat, and she's going to get her boyfriend soon, a couple of weeks. So they work. So that's not bullshit. So, however, this is where I noticed that the bullshit comes in a little bit. The side effects, there's Nakey. Nakey. Hi everybody, I'm Nakey. The side effects are worse than they seem to make it out to be. Okay? So, some of the side effects, I'll list them. The one that is always there, suppression of natural testosterone production. That means your body can't make as much test on its own. So whatever test you're making, let's say it's here. If you take a SARM, it's not going to be here anymore. It's going to be less. Every single one is going to be less. They all are suppressive somewhat, some more than others, okay? Let's say this is rock bottom, the bottom of the video. This is you. Some are going to rock bottom. Just like steroids, just like testosterone, Anavar, Tren, all of them can rock bottom you out. SARMs can all do the same thing. Depends on the dose. Tiny dose, little bit. Only 1 week, little bit. 6 months straight, high dose, boom, done. All of them, okay? So you can't just say, I'm gonna just do SARMs, I'm gonna just go on them forever, and I'm gonna get jacked and huge. I don't need to come off because they're safe. It's not creatine, folks. It is not creatine. You can't just take it year round, okay? It's not a vitamin. It is a SARM that's not supposed to be used for human consumption. Maybe one day they will be, when the researchers can prove it and that it's safe and all that, but right now, not safe. So if you do take it, you're at risk. So because of the suppression, you will probably need to do a PCT unless it's very short and in low dose. My experience with people is no one goes low dose, no one goes short term. You don't get into research chemicals and drugs and that stuff if you're not looking for like really good gains. If all you wanted to do was gain 1 or 2 pounds of muscle, you'd probably take creatine and train and you would do it. You might have a whey protein shake. Boom, done. Some steak. You're going to grow. Anyone that ventures into this stuff, into the dark side of it all, they want very big gains. As much as humanly possible is the majority of people. So they're going to go and push the envelope. You're going to get suppressed. You're going to need a PCT. I hear people saying, do I need just a mini PCT? Yeah, I only need a mini PCT. You just need some Nova or some Clomid and just a little bit of that. It's no big deal. Just a mini PCT because you're mildly suppressed. It's not a big deal. Naked? Yeah, I'm naked. Put her down again. Yeah, Nova and Clomid are SARMs and they are doctor-prescribed medications. Do you really think if somebody's saying you need Clomid or Nova that it's not serious, that you're not really more than mildly suppressed? If you're mildly suppressed, you are going to be able to recover fully on your own in a few weeks. When you need a SARM, you're very suppressed. You're suppressed the way steroids would suppress you. Okay? So be careful. They're drugs. If you need drugs to recover from other drugs, obviously you're suppressed and they're suppressive. Okay? Some more suppressive than others. Won't get into which ones and all that. You can follow my other videos to see. Moving on. I'm going to lump this into blood work. What would it say? A lot of people that use SARMs have blood work that comes back with their liver enzymes and cholesterol not where it should be. Okay? Cholesterol elevation. If your LDL goes up and your HDL goes down, the ratio's off. You need some cholesterol, you need the good cholesterol, and you don't want a lot of the bad cholesterol. If that ratio gets skewed, it's going to increase your risk of heart disease when you get older. Some of the SARMs I've seen do this as much as or more than steroids. I've seen people take Ostarine, which is supposed to be as safe as could be, and Anavar, and the Anavar had better blood work results than the Ostarine. I've also seen other people take Anavar and get worse results than the Ostarine. The Ostarine came back awesome. And these are people using the exact same Ostarine and Anavar. So it's not like, oh, one company this and one company that, and it was garbage and junk and all this. I've seen the same people and use one or the other and get better results on one. So, not all SARMs are safer than steroids, and not all steroids are worse than SARMs. So, Anavar, one of the safer steroids, often is going to beat out many of the SARMs in terms of safety for long term and the suppression and the blood work that comes back and all of that. So, SARMs are often as dangerous as steroids. Simple as saying it that way. Next, a lot of people I see these videos about, oh yeah, you put on 20 pounds of muscle and I kept 15 of it after. No, you didn't. You're full of shit and you lie. And if a supplement company is trying to make it look like you know, a SARMS company, you're going to put on 15 or 20 pounds of muscle on a cycle, and you're going to keep almost all of it because the gains are so keepable and blah, blah, blah. And no, it's not, okay? The only people that can maintain and keep gains when they stop an item are people who are so shitty and suck that they shouldn't even be on SARMS in the first place. For example, a 16-year-old's taking SARMS and they take it for 3 months and they put on 50 pounds on their bench and go up 10 pounds in muscle. And then they stop and they can bench the same and their weight stays the same. Well, big deal. You could have done no SARMs and gained weight and strength over time and got to that after all anyway. It's not like you gained all this muscle that wouldn't have happened anyway. A 16-year-old that weighs 150 pounds bulks up to 160 and their bench is now 275. Big deal. By the time they were 20, they would have been benching 300 and something anyway, and they would have been 180. So it's not like some magic that they're keeping these gains. Now, try doing the same thing with a 35 natural athlete who's been training for 20 years at a high level. Give them SARMs and then see if they put on 10 pounds and they stop if they keep it. They're going to keep none of it. They're going back to their genetic limit. Okay? We all have a certain point we can reach. When you get to that point, it's really hard to stay there. You take steroids or SARMs, you can surpass it. When you stop them, you go back down to that level. You don't stay here. That's your genetic limit. You can't go past it and keep there. It just doesn't happen. It would be like getting drunk and staying drunk for the rest of your life. Once it's out of your system, you sober up. You can't just get high and stay high for 20 years. You have to keep adding to it. So that's what people do. And just like with alcohol or marijuana or cocaine or whatever you're taking, you need more and more and more to keep you at the top level. That's why IFBB pros who've been training for 10 years hard and taking drugs for 5 say they're so high up above their limit. Their body wants to be here. That's their limit. They're already here and they want to be there so they can win the Olympia or whatever trophy they're going after. They need really high doses to get to that level, okay? I tried taking high doses. I got as high as I could. People would be like, well, you didn't gain much. You're not that good. You're not this. You guys understand, I was 142 pounds at age 20 with 10 years of training at my 10th show at Nationals. 142 pounds and winning shows at national level, junior top 3, 4th bantam. I was provincial champion all the time, basically probably 8 times or something. I was only 140 something pounds. I grew to be about, I don't know, almost 180 naturally over probably 20 some years of training natural. Then I took steroids and then I added another 20 pounds of muscle, say. So you keep getting bigger, but you need more and more and more. The first cycle, I gained like crazy with hardly taking anything. The next cycle, I took 2 times as much as that. And I didn't gain near as much as the first time. And then I took 5 times as much as that. And I gained like 5 pounds. So there's like a limit of how much you can get. And that's it. And then that's it. You can't get any more. So then you're always trying to stay here. Now for me, if all I want to do is weigh 180 pounds, I can go natural, not take HRT, and I can just maintain that top level of naturalness. You know, so that's just how it works. So if you stop SARMs, you're going to lose a lot of the gains that you made. How much you lose depends on how high you're on your genetic limit and how close you were to it. The advanced guys who take SARMs are going to lose more than the beginners. If you're just a complete beginner and you're 20 years old and you take a SARM, you join the gym today, you might gain 10 pounds and you might not lose any because you're just scratching the surface of your potential and you shouldn't be on SARMs anyway. Okay. I'm just checking. I wrote a few notes to see if I'm missing anything. Okay. Yeah, that is it. That's a wrap. If you're looking for a coach, send me a message. Doucette@hotmail.com. I do diet plans, training plans, supplement plans, combos of everything. I have a Nike. I can send you pictures of Nike. I also had girls kitten, and she would like some ham. She loves ham. She always sits by the fridge and goes for the ham stuff. And those two cats love each other, and they are always on each other. And the Nakey sucks the other ones for all the time. So, if you like the video, click the like button thing and subscribe, and I will do more videos in the future.